This video is about the German 1st SS Panzer Division, Leibstandarte SS Adolf Hitler, in the early days of World War II. The formation of this unit began long before the war itself. In 1933, shortly after Adolf Hitler came to power, a small, highly loyal guard unit was created to protect the new leader of Germany. At first, this formation was not a battlefield unit in the traditional sense. It was a political and symbolic force. Its purpose was to guard Hitler personally, protect Nazi Party offices, and serve as a visible demonstration of loyalty to the regime. This formation would become known as the Leibstandarte SS Adolf Hitler, often abbreviated as LSSAH. In its earliest years, the unit was relatively small, closer in size to a regiment than a division. Yet from the very beginning, it occupied a unique position inside the Nazi system. Unlike the regular German army, the Wehrmacht, which maintained older military traditions, the LSSAH was tied directly to the SS and to Hitler himself. Loyalty to the Führer was not simply expected, it was the central defining principle of the unit. Throughout the 1930s, as Nazi Germany expanded its power and influence, the LSSAH grew alongside the regime. What had begun as a bodyguard formation gradually transformed into a militarized unit trained for combat. By the time Europe moved toward war, the transformation from ceremonial guard to fighting force was already underway. When World War II began in September 1939 with the invasion of Poland, the Leibstandarte entered combat for the first time. During the Polish campaign, the unit was attached to the German 17th Infantry Division. Their task was not to lead the primary breakthrough, but to protect the flank of the southern pincer movement of the German advance. This role placed them in a critical position. Fast-moving armored and motorized forces depended heavily on secure flanks. Any successful counterattack from Polish forces could disrupt the advance and threaten the momentum of the invasion. In this role, the LSSAH soon found itself engaged in intense combat operations. One of the key areas of fighting took place near the town of Pabianice, close to Lodz. Here, the unit faced elements of the Polish 28th Infantry Division and the Wolinska Cavalry Brigade. The fighting in this region was fierce and close. Polish forces attempted to strike the flanks of the German advance, forcing the LSSAH into direct engagements designed to stop these counterattacks. But the campaign in Poland would also establish another part of the unit's reputation. Throughout the invasion, the Leibstandarte became notorious for acts of violence against civilians. Villages were burned during the advance, and a series of atrocities took place in multiple towns. In Blony, members of the unit murdered 50 Jewish civilians. In Zloksu, approximately 200 civilians, including children, were machine-gunned. Additional shootings occurred in Bolslowiec, Torzeniec, Gaurowo, Mlawa, and Włocławek. These events formed part of a broader pattern of brutality that accompanied the German invasion of Poland, marking the beginning of a war that would increasingly blur the line between military operations and crimes against civilians. After fighting around Pabianice, the LSSAH was redeployed toward the Warsaw region and attached to the 4th Panzer Division under General Major George Hans Reinhardt. In this phase of the campaign, the unit was involved in preventing encircled Polish forces from escaping and in repelling attempts by Polish troops to break through German lines. Although Germany achieved a rapid victory in Poland, the campaign also revealed weaknesses within SS combat units. The regular German army observed that formations such as the LSSAH and the SS Verfügungstruppe often suffered higher casualty rates than army units performing similar tasks. Their aggressive tactics, ideological motivation, and willingness to attack directly sometimes resulted in heavy losses. Yet despite these concerns, the unit continued to expand. In early 1940, the Leibstandarte was reorganized into a fully independent motorized infantry regiment. Its firepower increased with the addition of a Sturmgeschütz assault gun battery, giving the formation greater capability in offensive operations. Soon, the unit was moved to the Dutch border in preparation for the next phase of the war, Fall Gelb, the invasion of the Netherlands, Belgium, and France. The objectives assigned to the LSSAH were ambitious. The regiment was intended to act as part of the vanguard of the German advance into the Netherlands. Among its key tasks was the capture of a vital bridge over the Isel River, the assault on the Gräbeberg, a major defensive position within the Greb Line, and coordination with airborne forces commanded by Generaloberst Kurt Student. These airborne units included the 7th Flieger Division and the 22nd Luftland Infantry Division. On May 10, 1940, the invasion began. That day, the LSSAH crossed the Dutch border and advanced rapidly. Within the first day alone, the unit covered more than 75 kilometers. Their objective bridge near Zutphen had been destroyed, forcing the unit to improvise and secure an alternative crossing over the IJssel. Despite this setback, the advance continued at remarkable speed. Over the next 4 days, the regiment pushed forward more than 215 kilometers. When the unit entered Rotterdam, an incident occurred that illustrated the chaos of fast-moving warfare. Soldiers of the Leibstandarte accidentally fired on and seriously wounded General Kurt Student, one of Germany's leading airborne commanders. Following the surrender of Rotterdam, the unit advanced to The Hague. By May 15th, after capturing approximately 3,500 Dutch soldiers as prisoners of war, the Netherlands surrendered. The LSSAH was then redeployed south toward France. During the campaign in France, the regiment became involved in operations connected to the Battle of Dunkirk. After a British counterattack at Arras, the LSSAH and the SS Verfügungsdivision were assigned to hold positions around the perimeter of the Dunkirk pocket. Their role was to help reduce the area containing the trapped British Expeditionary Force and French troops. The unit took up position along the AA Canal, southwest of Dunkirk, facing Allied defensive positions near Watten. At this moment, a controversial decision was made by the German High Command. Orders were issued to halt the advance. The British Expeditionary Force, though trapped, was given time to organize evacuation efforts. On May 25th, however, an act of defiance took place. Sepp Dietrich, commander of the Leibstandarte, ordered the 3rd Battalion to cross the canal and attack the Wattenberg Heights, where British artillery observers threatened the regiment. This action directly violated Hitler's halt order. The assault succeeded, and the British observers were driven off the heights. Instead of punishment, Dietrich was awarded the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross. Over the following years, the Leibstandarte continued to grow. Prior to Operation Barbarossa in 1941, it was formally integrated into the Waffen-SS alongside other SS combat formations. By mid-1942, it had expanded into a Panzer Grenadier Division. In October 1943, it reached its final form as a full Panzer Division. From a small personal guard unit in 1933, it had become one of the most powerful armored formations in the German war effort. The transformation of the Leibstandarte reflects the broader militarization of Nazi Germany itself. If you appreciate restored historical footage and stories like this, make sure to subscribe to History Safe. Your support helps keep these rare moments from the past alive and accessible. Don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and share it with others who love history. Every interaction helps History Safe uncover, restore, and bring more forgotten footage back to life. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more incredible history.